Eat bread, rice, and potatoes without blood sugar spikes. And there are 3 simple strategies that I designed called the Preprandial protocol. It's designed to control your blood sugar spikes and help you reduce visceral fat, all while eating your favorite carbs like bread, pasta, rice, and potatoes. This is all backed by science, and studies show that this can actually help lower your insulin by as much as 20 to 40%. But here's the secret that your doctor will never share with you. There's even a simple drink that can cause a 20% drop in blood sugar. And making small tweaks like this can improve your blood sugar control, making fat loss easier and even helping you target visceral fat. But don't just take my word for it. Let me introduce you to my client, Michael. He's 53 years young.
And if you had told me in the past that I was going to eat 300 grams of carbs a day and stay lean and stay strong and have energy, I would have called BS on you all day long.
All day. And when he started with us at Sculpt by Science, he believed that carbs were the enemy. We started at 23% body fat, and over 6 months, 9% body fat, all while enjoying his favorite carbs. My name is Dr. Michael Diamonds. I'm a medical doctor, a scientist with degrees in biochemistry and microbiology, and the founder of Sculpt by Science. And this is just a quick note. Although I am a medical doctor, I'm not your medical doctor, and I don't know your specific circumstances. So please consult with your medical physician about your diet and your medical regimen. I'll also share later on how you can get a transformation just like Michael and to work with me. But let's dive in. Let's talk about the Trirandial protocol. Prandial derives from the Latin word prandium, meaning meal or lunch. So we have preprandial, before, prandial, during, and postprandial, what we do before eating carbs, during, and after. Protocol number 1, the preprandial phase. Let's start with what you do before you eat. There's 2 hacks in protocol number 1, and this can prime your body to handle the carbohydrates without spiking your blood sugar. Now, most people have never heard of this. It's called resistant starch. So stick with me. It's very powerful and very simple. It's a simple trick that you can use on everyday foods. So imagine starch as tiny beads of sugar linked together in long chains, and think of them as a string of pearls. And when you cook potatoes, rice, and pasta, you essentially break those chains apart, making the sugar for your body easy to absorb quickly. It's like snapping the string and scattering all the pearls. Now, let the cooked food cool in the fridge. And as it cools, the broken chains relink into tight crystal-like clumps, and this process is called retrogradation. And these clumps are resistant to starch. Basically, your digestive enzymes in the small intestine cannot easily break them apart. Instead of rushing into your blood as sugar, most of it passes through undigested, having more of a fiber-like behavior compared to a regular carb. So this is the result. It's a much gentler rise in blood sugar and insulin. This is perfect to have steady energy and also for blood sugar control. So this is a bonus. Once it reaches your large intestine, the resistant starch becomes food for your gut-friendly bacteria. They ferment it into short-chain fatty acids. These are natural compounds that actually help your body become more efficient at using insulin. So here's how to do it. In step 1, cook your rice and pasta, your sweet potatoes just as normal. Instead of eating them immediately, let them cool down to room temperature. Then refrigerate it for at least 2 to 4 hours. If you can, keep it overnight. Step 3, reheat it when you're ready to eat. You can put it in the microwave, air fryer, pan fry, bake, it doesn't matter. The resistant starch still remains intact, and this will work with rice, with white rice, brown rice, sweet potatoes, and pasta. And if you must, you can even freeze them. This is effective. And this can help you reduce your blood sugar spikes as much as 20 to 25%, which is massive. This is without changing anything you eat. It's just when and how you prep it. So in short, cook, cool, reheat, turn the ordinary rice and pasta into gut-friendly and sugar-friendly food for your body. And here's the best part. You can combine this with what I'm going to show you in hack number 2 and get an even lesser blood sugar spike. So I want you to stack these strategies together, and this is powerful. Apple cider vinegar. I remember when I made this video in medical school, I got so much hate for it, but now the science shows. It's very straightforward. I want you to drink diluted apple cider vinegar before meals. Now, in this apple cider vinegar, the key compound is called acetic acid, and this will directly influence your glucose, the sugar you eat, and your insulin response. One of the things that the acetic acid does is that it slows down gastric emptying, meaning food enters the small intestine more gradually, and this will prevent this instant blood sugar rise that drives the large insulin spike. What it also contains, and it can also do, is that it activates something called AMPK. It's the body's metabolic regulator, and this improves your insulin sensitivity and also reduces the amount of insulin needed to process a meal. So this is how we want to use the ACV. Mix 1 tablespoon of raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar, the kind with mother on the label. It's cloudy, and I want you to put this apple cider vinegar into 8 to 12 ounces of water and drink it 10 to 15 minutes before a meal. And use a small straw if you must to protect your tooth enamel. And apple cider vinegar is the most researched option. If you prefer, you can use lemon juice instead as an alternative, although a lot of research and evidence is established with vinegar. Now, I recommend doing this before your 2 largest meals, which is usually your lunch and dinner. But please never do this. Don't drink the apple cider vinegar alone thinking that it's better. Please always dilute. Start with 1 tablespoon if you're new, and then gradually work up to 2 tablespoons, and the benefits compound over time. And studies have shown that the greatest improvements come after 8 to 12 weeks of consistent use. And myself, I've been thinking of running an anecdotal experiment. Let me know if you guys want to see this. This is what I'm thinking. I want to use a CGM, a continuous glucose monitor. And this is how I want to run the experiment. In week 1, I want to eat every day the exact same foods, track my blood sugar as the control. In week 2, I want to include all of these protocols and see how much it changes my blood sugar. And let me know if you guys would like to see that. Vote by leaving the video with a gentle thumbs up. And let me know. Comment, run the experiment, and I'll make that happen. We do use these at Sculpt by Science as well if we suspect someone is insulin resistant. Along with these tests, we run over 100 biomarker blood panel to actually see what's going on under the hood. And we did this exactly with Michael. And this allows us to get a clear idea of how your body operates on different foods, including carbohydrates, so we don't waste time to getting to single-digit body fat. And this is why Michael got such great results. And with the data, every single food he put into his body had a purpose. And that's why he is the best looking 53-year-old that I've ever seen. So I made that video today. I filmed it and I called it the slow but permanent way of losing fat. We can force things in our 20s and 30s. Once we start getting into the 30s, 40s, 50s, we need to start working with cortisol, right? Working with our body. And I think that pathway that you and Max went with was perfect. Michael, if you could share, do you know the maximum amount of calories you're eating at any point in the program?
I mean, right now I'm at 2,400 calories, approximately 300 grams of carbs, between 165, 180-ish grams of protein, or around 58 grams of fat. And if you had told me in the past that I was going to eat 300 grams of carbs a day and stay lean and stay strong and have energy, I would have called BS on you all day long.
All day. And what was the lowest we went during the process?
We actually got down to about 17.
Was it 17? Yeah, like yeah. I said, it's a bit of a blur now.
Protocol number 2, Prandial. Let's talk about what happens when you sit down to eat. And in here, I have 3 hacks for you that can completely change how your body processes carbohydrates on your plate. Now, hack number 1 is called no naked carbs. I learned this one from one of our consultants at Sculpt by Science, Dr. Sierra. Basically, carbs on its own with no macronutrient is a no-go. When you eat naked carbs, so let's say you're eating bread alone or just pasta or just rice, your blood sugar spikes rapidly. But when you pair those same carbohydrates with protein, fat, or fiber, the insulin response is dramatically lower. And why does this work? Think of it like this. If you were trying to not get cold, right? You're trying to resist cold, you would put on a jacket. And protein and fat essentially function as this jacket, and it slows down the digestion and the absorption of carbohydrates. And fiber even creates a physical barrier in your digestive tract. And all of these mechanisms can help prevent a blood sugar spike. So here's how I want you to apply it in your everyday meals. Let's say you're having a bagel in the morning, you add your eggs and your avocado, or a bowl of pasta, add ground turkey or chicken and vegetables. White rice, I want you to pair it with salmon and broccoli. And I'm even going to tell you how to combine these and what order to eat it. But never eat your carbs alone. Always pair them with something. And remember hack number 1, cooling and reheating your carbohydrates, which will increase this resistant starch. When you pair those carbohydrates with protein, fat, or fiber, the effects stack and they work even better. And I also want you to eat it in this order, which is the second hack. There's a landmark 2015 study from Weill Cornell Medical College, and it tested this on type 2 diabetics, people who are extremely insulin resistant. When they changed just the order in which they ate their food, their post-meal glucose levels dropped by 29% at 30 minutes, 37% at 60 minutes, and 17% at 120 minutes. The same meal, same portions, just in a different sequence. So here's exactly how to eat your food. Step 1, eat your fiber-rich vegetables first. Leafy greens, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, asparagus, any non-starchy vegetables. Spend at least 5 to 10 minutes here. Step 2, eat your protein and then your healthy fats next. So I'm talking about your chicken, fish, beef, veggies, tofu. This is also going to allow you to consume your avocados, your oils, and your nuts together. And then step 3, eat your carbohydrates last. The rice, the pasta, the bread, and the potatoes. And save those for the end, and that's it. Vegetables, protein and fat, and then carbs last. And you might be asking, Dr. Mike, why does this work? So the first mechanism is this. Protein triggers GLP-1. It's a hormone that slows down gastric emptying, and it also signals to the pancreas to release insulin more gradually. It's the same hormone that the drugs like Ozempic mimic. They get it naturally by eating protein first. The second mechanism is that fiber acts as this physical barrier in your digestive tract, and this will slow down the carbohydrate absorption. Glucose also enters your bloodstream more gradually. Mechanism number 3 is protein and fat stimulate a satiety hormone called peptide YY or PYY. And by the time you get to your rice and pasta, you already get this feeling of fullness, which is that peptide YY in action, and you naturally eat less. Now you can eat protein first, then vegetables, then carbs. Both sequences work, and starting with vegetables may give you a slight advantage because the fiber barrier forms earlier, but protein first also triggers those same hormonal benefits. Now this works anywhere, restaurants, family weddings, on the plane. You don't need special foods, you just need a better sequence. Protocol number 3, the Postprandial protocol. Now this is the final hack, what to do after eating. I want you to walk for 10 minutes. This is the most underrated insulin hack on the planet. Walking in general decreases insulin spikes because of muscle contraction. People usually underestimate the power of walking, but at Sculpt by Science, we've noticed magic happens when people start to walk more. Even a short walk after eating drastically reduces your insulin spike. And multiple studies show this. Just walking 10 minutes after eating immediately reduces your insulin spikes, and it does this significantly. So here's the mechanism. When your muscles contract during walking, they activate something called your GLUT4 transporters through something called contraction-mediated glucose uptake. So think about it. Your muscles contract, and when that happens, GLUT4 opens, and think of it as the gates that absorb glucose, right? Because your muscles are working, it's like, give me the energy now. And your pancreas relaxes, your insulin stays low, and you remain more in a fat burning mode. This is one of the most powerful insulin independent pathways your body uses. So here's how to make it a habit. Option number 1, set a phone alarm for 15 minutes after you start eating. When it goes off, walk. Option number 2, make it social. You can have a post-dinner walk with your family or your partner. Option 3 is walk around your office or your neighborhood after lunch. And you don't need to speed walk or break a sweat. Just move at a comfortable pace for 10 to 15 minutes. This way, those carbohydrates in your system, instead of giving it the potential option of being stored as fat, it goes straight into the muscle. The first 30 to 60 minutes after eating is usually when insulin peaks. This is your prime window to take action. Walking is one of the simplest ways to reduce your insulin spikes, and it also supports long-term fat loss. Here's Mike talking about how walking helped him with all of his progress. It sounds like, Michael, you came in, you're doing a lot in the beginning. You're working very hard, but you came in, we started working smarter. What were some of the big changes? What was that juxtaposition? If you can describe it to people, because I think so many gentlemen have this work hard mentality. And it's counterintuitive to do less to get more.
Training that I come from is get in the gym, throw on a hoodie, 45 minutes sweating. When Max said to me, hey, listen, we're going zone 2 here. I don't want you running, nothing crazy. I was like, this is not going to work. But like, all right, I said, I'll walk, I'll get my, and then steps. Steps was a whole nother of what my fitness journey was before. The weightlifting was structured. Again, I come from a very bro split, chest, back, arms, shoulders, legs, everything had its own day. Into the push-pull, upper, lower, or push-pull, lower, lower, depending on the person and the programming. It was just connecting all the dots, connecting everything together. I won't say it wasn't overnight, like you like to say. It's simple, but it's not easy. It didn't happen overnight.
So there you have it. 3 hacks that allow you to enjoy your carbohydrates without unnecessarily glucose spiking or your insulin spiking. And these are some of the tools that we use at Sculpt by Science, but the key is this. Every client is assessed individually. There's not a one-size-fits-all protocol when it comes to someone's metabolism and hormones. We're all unique individuals. And at Sculpt by Science, we believe that nothing we do is a one-size-fits-all. Every business athlete, which are our clients who successfully complete our protocol, starts with a medical grade diagnostic so we know exactly what's going on under the hood. That means what we do is a full health history, a DEXA scan, we check their body fat percentage and visceral fat. We run 100+ blood biomarkers so we can check their bloods, their hormones, their metabolism, inflammation, and so much more. When needed, we layer in cortisol mapping and gut testing. From there, we build your nucleus system, which has your precision nutrition built from your labs and your goals. Your prime recovery, so sleep, stress, and your environment stops working against you, and peak performance. It's the training that helps you build muscle without burning you out. And every week, my team and I adjust based on real data. We look at the labs, the DEXA, stress, digestion, sleep, not vibes, not guesses. You execute and we handle the precision. And that's how we create permanent change without pulling you out of your real life. This level of precision is what creates permanent results, not temporary ones. And it happens without removing you from your normal life and spending time with your family. So here's Mike again, even describing the experience with that. The fact that you always go through this process of thinking of a perfect time is the exact problem. I think there's value even for people to attempt over the holidays because that's a skill that you want to learn too. Actually, holidays are never going away. So why not learn how to navigate? And say with birthdays are never going to go away. So why not learn how to navigate, eating right and being healthy through your birthday?
If I could add something, through the 6 months that I've spent with Sculpt by Science, my wife and I have been to several weddings. I've played in many golf tournaments. I've had many events come up with friends that were pre-planned. Life never stopped. So Max and I strategized as we went through, okay, what do you got coming up this week? I got this, I have this, right? All right, this is how we're going to handle it. We're going to, cut out a meal, use a protein shake, fill up on protein before we get there, and just be mindful of the things you're doing.
Over the last 4 years, we've specialized with one type of person: business owners, executives, physicians, high-level professionals who value structure, who value accuracy, and they want medical-grade guidance. They want someone to do the heavy lifting for them. Because the truth is, this is a premium service, and we are selective. We're a small team of medical doctors who've dedicated our entire lives to this. And if people want basic accountability or just any plan, just use the free videos on this channel. But for the clients we do accept, we do guarantee the result. We only enroll people that we feel confident that we can transform. So if this resonates with you, here's exactly what to do. Click the first link in the description, fill out a 4-minute application, and on the next page, you'll be able to pick your diagnostic call. We cap the diagnostic calls each week because our doctors are hands on deck. So if you see open spots, I highly recommend you grab one now. I'll see you on the other side. But if you want to learn the permanent way to lose your belly fat, watch this video next. Cheers.